Welcome back, everyone. Out of the Park Baseball 20 Historical Matchups is back with you again this afternoon. Fresh off of a World Series win from the Nationals. That's when this video is being made. So, exciting World Series, and the off season brings us continued baseball action. If you're here with us and our subscriptions to our matchups through baseball history, that gives us best of sevens from teams throughout the history of the game. And this is Series 130, and this one also is no different, spanning the great vast history of baseball to pull out two teams for a matchup. And we got some interesting ones here again. As always, winners and losers have been performing as one might not expect, and is making for some fun series. But this time for 130, we're going to introduce first the team from the 1960s that didn't see a lot of offense, the 64 Cincinnati Reds, but a good team, won 92 games, and finished second in the National League, almost winning the pennant there, coming up a little bit short. Looking at the team, you might notice their 23-year-old Pete Rose, coming into his own, hit 269, 34 RBIs, played in 136 games, 139 hits. So still struggling a little bit at the plate for Rose, but he was obviously going to stay in that spot for a while, playing in that second base hole here for this team, but long time coming here with the Reds. So more successful hitters in 64. Of course, Frank Robinson's still on this team. 29 homers, 96 RBIs for that era, very good. 306 average, over 170 hits. And Vita Pinzone, also very good. He banged out 23 homers, 266 in his 156 games. Looking at maybe Darren Johnson with 21 home runs, a 273 ERA. Johnny Edwards, a very good catcher. Slugged 390, got on base at a 331. Leo Cardinals, a very good shortstop. Did strike out a lot. And some of the other guys, Steve Boros, Tommy Harper, contributing a little bit here for the Reds. But Pinzone, Robinson, Edwards, and even Rose, some of the hitters to depend on if you were a Reds fan in this era. Pitching-wise, Jim O'Toole, excellent season, 17-7. 220 innings, striking out 145. Jim Maloney, the star maybe of the staff, 15-10, 214 strikeouts, 11 complete games, 2 shutouts. Excellent year as always for Maloney. One of the big reasons this team was successful was O'Toole and Maloney. Bob Perkey, Joey J getting their share of starts. John Chachuris as well as Joe Nuxhall, all getting starts. So this team's 6 deep in starters. Sammy Ellis and Billy McCool were going to be the bullpen help. McCool with one of the coolest names in baseball history, of course. And the Reds, again, a successful team, an interesting team, 92 wins. Fred Hutchinson had control of them for most of the year, but not all of it. And it'll be interesting to see how well the Reds can do. Their draw was a pretty good one. They're coming up actually with a dead ball era team. The 1908 Cardinals are their opponents, and they're looking at the draw. Cardinals only won 49 games and lost 105 in this era under John McCloskey. So a very bad team, one of the worst teams in baseball history if you put it all together. And you can see why here. Ed Canucci was a good ball player. He had 19 doubles and 12 triples and 50 RBIs while hitting only 248. But for this team, not bad at all. You'll see a couple 100 hitters under 200 here with Patsy O'Rourke and Bobby Byrne. Billy Gilbert, not much better at 214. The numbers really lacking for this team. Red Murray, probably their best hitter with 167 hits, 282 average, drove in 62, and stole 48 bases. Joe Delahanty, also a decent player, 14 doubles, 11 triples. He drove in 44. Obviously, the rest of the team really struggled. Their hitting really struggled, which put the Cardinals in a very tough spot in the National League here in 08 with teams like the Pirates and the Cubs dominating, as well as the Giants. Looking at the pitching, Bugs Raymond lost 25 games with a 2.03 ERA. Try explaining that away. 324 innings pitched and 23 complete games, 5 shutouts, but Raymond, obviously with the lack of the offense, lost 25. Johnny Lush lost 18 with his 212. Fred Beebe, 5 and 13. And it goes from there. Slim Saley actually started in 12 games, but was used very sporadically out of the pen. 128 innings, so he'd be the man you'd go to for any bullpen help. So the pitching, not bad for the Cardinals, but the hitting was abysmal. Not good at all, and the Red pitching should have their way with the Cardinals bats in this series. Looking at the talent level and the names that we see here. So maybe some low-scoring ball games in this series, but looking at the setup, it's going to be home field advantage, of course, for the Reds. Going from there, we will go to St. Louis and Robinson Park. We'll see if the Cardinals can make a series of it. The Reds, the high favorites, winning over 90 games, and the Cardinals losing over 100. But we'll see how things play out. We've seen stranger things happen. Bugs Raymond's going to take the mound for the Cardinals in the opener against Jim O'Toole. It's game one coming up for you from Cincinnati and Crosley Field, and we'll see how things play out. On paper, it appears to be all Reds, but baseball isn't played on paper. We'll head out live now for the game one action and get this series started. Two teams from very different eras going at it. Series 130 coming up. It's the 1908 St. Louis Cardinals against the 1964 Cincinnati Reds. Looking live now at Crosley Field for game number one. We have Jim O'Toole on the mound facing Red Murray here in the first inning. And this one's hit past the third baseman for a base hit. Runner around in third. Throw to the plate's going to be late. And an RBI single for Red Murray. And the Cardinals are going to take a 1-0 lead in this ball game. 1-0. We move to the third with Tommy Harper at the plate and a man on second. This one's lined up the middle, a base hit for Harper, and it's going to be Boros moving to third, so you got runners first and third now for Pinzone. There's a pitch that is going to send the runner stealing, and the throw not in time. Harper steals second, moving in the scoring position with one out. And Pinzone takes advantage, deep to right. That ball's got some carry. Hooking at the foul pole and gone. Home run by the Pinzone. He takes Raymond deep. A 3-run home run. The Reds come roaring back here in the third. 3-run bomb by Pinzone. We'll move to the seventh. Still a 3-1 game. Al Shaw now at the plate for the Cardinals. Shaw is going to line a single to center field on an 0-2 pitch. And Jack Bliss is the hitter. Bliss will go to third. Play made there. Relay to first. Double play. Good double play there by the home side. We'll move bottom eighth. Ron Johnson now the hitter. Johnson off the end of the bat. That's going to be a tough play. He's going to beat it out. An infield single for Deron Johnson here in the eighth inning. Johnny Edwards now the hitter. And Edwards is going to go deep to right. That ball's got a lot of carry. That ball's at the wall. That ball is gone. Home run there for Edwards. It's 5-1 now, Reds. Another long home run to right field. First and second now for Boros. He's going to line one down the line there and left. That's going to score more runs here for Cincinnati. 2 runs are going to come home. It is 7-1 Reds. Jumping all over the Cardinals here. We'll move to the ninth inning. It's 8-1 with 2 outs. Al Shaw at the plate. This is grounded up the middle. That's going to be the second. Taking it to the base himself is going to be Pete Rose, and that's going to do it. The Reds win this ball game 8-1. Take a 1-0 series lead, and they did it fairly easily. Jim O'Toole with the win. He goes into the ninth inning, allowing only 1 earned run, striking out 7. He didn't walk anyone. Vita Pinzone with that long 3-run home run, a big blow in the game to turn the tide. Johnny Edwards 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs and a double. And as expected, it was the Cardinal hitting that really struggled. They got an early run in that first inning and all looked rosy, but it didn't last as they go down 8-1 in the opener, and the Reds get the exact start that they want, and now they throw Maloney on the mound in game 2 to face Art Frome, and it should be another challenge for the Cardinals as they need to get more power in their bats and more consistency, more base runners, more everything. One run isn't going to cut it. So let's see how game 2 plays out. Obviously, the Cincinnati club smelling blood here at home. They're going to want to take game 2 as well. Let's head out to Crosley Field for the action. Game 2 coming up. The Reds looking to make it 2 in a row. Here we see an injury for the 08 Cardinals. Getting straight to the action here from Cincinnati in game number 2. Beautiful day here, bottom of the first inning. It is Deron Johnson at the plate with 2 men on. And there's a pitch inside, so the Reds are going to have the bases loaded here in the first inning with only 1 out. Johnny Edwards, the catcher, hitting, and Edwards goes up the middle. There's a base hit. That's going to open the scoring. 1-0 Reds on the Edwards slicing hit right up the middle, past the mound, and Leo Cardinals now with the chance and the bases loaded. Cardinals comes through with the hit down the line and left. That's going to plate 2 runs. It is now 3-0 Cincinnati as they've broken out in front here early. Cardinals with a 2-run double. And Pete Rose comes up there with 2 men on. Rose is going to line it just fair to left the other way. That's going to score 2 more. Pete Rose with the RBI, 2 RBI, I should say, double. It is now 5-0 as the Reds have come out. They put up 6 in the very first inning, and now in the second inning, more base runners. Orson Baldwell's come in for the Cardinals, and Deron Johnson's back at the plate with 2 on and nobody out. This is hit deep to right. That ball's to the wall. Looking up, gone. Johnson with the 3-run homer into the bleachers. 400 feet. It is 9-0 Reds. And we haven't even hit the third inning yet. 12-0 our score. Johnson back up here in the third. The deficiencies of the Cardinals really showing up now. Johnson hits this one even further than his last home run. Way back to left. Johnson showing outstanding power, 421 feet. He ripped it. The first one the right, this one the left. It is now 14-0, and we're not done yet. Pinson up there with the bases loaded and 2 outs. This is going to drop into the gap. More runs coming in. Pinson has a bases clearing 3-run double. It is 17-0 Cincinnati. We are in the third inning, believe it or not. Frank Robinson up there now with 2 outs. Robinson's going to get a 2-run blow. That one's to right field. 19-0 our score. Frank Robinson, a 2-run homer to right field. Bottom of the fourth. This one's drilled by Maloney. The pitcher comes through with a home run. Just to add insult to injury, making it 20-0. Too bad there's no slaughter rules in the major leagues. We move now to the 6th inning. 2 men on for Jack Bliss. Bliss is going to hit a line shot. That's going to drop in there to left field. So no shutout today for the Reds. The Cardinals plate 2 on the Bliss single. So it's 20-2. Moving now bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded again. Frank Robinson up there. Fred Gazer's the pitcher. There are 2 outs. Robinson goes deep to center field. That ball's going to be over the head of the center fielder. Robinson clears the bases with a double. It is now 23-2. Cincinnati having a party here at Crosley Field in this one. It is a record 23-2 for a postseason game. We are in the 8th inning. Ed Kenichi takes a walk, so that'll load the bases here for the visitors. Ralph McLaurin at the plate. McLaurin hits it hard to center field. That ball's going to get off the wall, so a few runs scoring here for the Cardinals on the triple by McLaurin. So a little bit of offense today for the Cardinals. 3-run triple there. It's 23-5. 24-6 now. We are in the top of the 9th inning. 2 outs. Wilbur Murdoch up there facing Sammy Ellis. This one's hit hard all the way to right field, but the catch is going to be made. And that will do it. What a ball game we saw here at Crosley Field. 30 runs scored, unfortunately for the Cardinals, 24 of them from Cincinnati. They dominate this ball game in a big way. We haven't seen that many runs yet, but when you got good teams playing historically bad ones, it can happen. And Duran Johnson, 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 2 home runs. Pinzon drives in 3. Frank Robinson with a home run and 5 RBIs, also scored 3 runs, walked twice. Heck of a game, of course, for Robinson, but he's not the only one. Fromm was absolutely destroyed in this ball game. Didn't last long as the starter. Maloney gets the win for the Reds. And Cincinnati scored 12 runs in the first 2 innings and then dropped a 7th spot. So 20 runs in the first 4 innings for Cincinnati. I don't know if we'll see that again. What a performance here in game number 2. Looking at the box score, you can see here just domination and a 4.5-hour, 9-inning game when you have 30 runs scored. So, not surprisingly, it's 2-0 Reds in this series. We're going to head now to St. Louis and Robinson Field. We'll see how things transpire with the setting changing. The Cardinals hoping to do something in this series, but wow, they got to be still stunned and demoralized from that Game 2 performance. We'll see how things go, though. Joey J is going to take the mound for the Reds against Slim Saley. Game number 3. Will it be more Red domination, or will finally the Cardinals have something to build on? So heading out to Robinson Field, series 2-0 in favor of the Reds. Let's take a look and go live to Game 3. So Robinson Field, we are in the 4th inning. Leo Carden is up there with Pete Rose on first base. And this is sliced into left. That ball's going to drop for a hit. So the Reds a little bit of a rally here in the scoreless game. 1st and 2nd for Steve Boros. Boros will go up the middle. That ball's going to get through. Run around in 3rd. He's going to try to score, and it is 1-0 Reds. They get on the board here in the 4th inning. It took them a little longer, definitely longer than it was in Game 2. But they are up now with runners on 2nd and 3rd, and Tommy Harper, the hitter. Harper's going to fly this one high into short center field. That ball's going to be caught. Post got her. Got it. Saley now facing Vita Pinzon. And this ball's lined to center field. That's a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. It's going to be 3-0 Cincinnati. Pinzon with the 2-run single here. It's 4-0. We move to the 6th inning. Runners on again for the Reds, and Johnny Edwards at the plate. Edwards rips one to right. That one gets down into the corner. 2 more runs for the Reds. It's now 6-0 Cincinnati. Pulling away again are the Reds in this one. And it is a one-hitter being tossed now by the Reds, more specifically by Jay. And here's Steve Boros as the Cincinnati club continues to try to pile it on. We're in the 7th inning, runner on. This is hit deep to center field. That ball's going to go all the way to the wall, out from the wall. 1 run is going to score. It's going to be a triple here for the Reds, and that's going to make it 7. A full touchdown's worth here after the 3-bagger by Boros. It's 8-0 now with Frank Robinson up. Robinson drills one to left center. That's in the gap. Frank Robinson with an RBI. It's going to be another triple. And it is now 9-0. As any drama in this series is quickly going out the window. As the Reds are just dominating proceedings. It is 10-0 here. We move to the 9th inning with 2 outs. Joe Delahanty is the final hitter. He strikes out, and Cincinnati shuts out the Cardinals here in Game 3, 10-0. 16 hits banged out by the Reds. They jumped on the Cardinals in the middle innings after the first 3 innings were scoreless. Joey J, the star of the show today, into the 9th inning. Jay struck out 7, allowed 0 earned runs. Steve Boros, 3 for 3 with a triple and 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And Leo Cardinals, 2 for 4. He had a double and 2 runs scored. And this game was not competitive, as the series has turned out not to be competitive up to this point. I don't think we've seen a side dominate as much as the Reds have done so far. A complete whitewashing in the first 3 games. Looking at it more closely, the first game 8-1, the second game 24-6, and the third game we just completed 10-0, and this one in St. Louis to add insult to the loss. So now it's just a matter of time, it would appear, and the Reds try to go for the sweep as Bob Perky's going to take the mound against Irv Higginbotham, as St. Louis tries to at least be competitive and make a game of Game 4. But it's going to be hard to fathom right now the way this series has gone. One would think it's going to be all Reds, and they should be on their way here to winning this series fairly easily. But there's still one more win to go for Cincinnati. Let's head out now to Game 4 as the Reds try to close out the series against the bewildered and reeling 1908 Cardinals. This is Game 4 from Robinson Field. We're in the 4th inning, a scoreless game this time. Fred Murray's at the plate for the home team. Murray's going to hit this one deep center field. That ball's got some lift to it. That's going to drop all the way to the center field flagpole. A 3-base hit here for Murray. Murray's going to try to score. It might be an inside the park home run. It is! Murray with a rare inside the park home run. He beat the throw because he hit it all the way to the deepest part of the park. What an exciting play. The Cardinals take the lead. 1-0 here. Johnny Edwards now up in the 5th as the fans recover from the excitement of the inside the park homer. There's a fly ball deep to center field. That ball's got some carry all the way back there. It is going to be caught by Shaw. So the Cardinals showing some life here in this ball game, both offensively and defensively. Here's Leo Cardinals. Cardinals goes to center field. This one's hit a little bit harder. It's going to get down there. And the Cardinals are going to tie this game. No throw. He beats the throw to the plate. Johnson is safe. We are tied at 1. Here comes Pete Rose. Rose is going to hit this one down the line here to left field. The throw to the plate's going to be late, so Pete Rose gives the Reds the lead. Here in the 5th inning, it is 2-1 now. We'll move to the 6th. Delahanty up there facing Perky. Delahanty deep to right center. That ball's going to get down there. Run around in 3rd. He's going to hold up. So Delahanty with the 2-run double, but the Cardinals playing it conservatively. They have runners on 2nd and 3rd here for Jack Bliss. Perky in a big spot. Grounder to 3rd. That might end the inning. Quick throw. Yes, it is in time. Johnson with the nice play at 3rd, and it is now still a 2-1 game. The Cardinals may be a little too conservative here. We'll move to the 7th. Johnny Edwards up there. Runner on first. Edwards is going to hit a C9 single here through the hole. That's going to be a single that sends a runner to third. A close play there. Runners on the corners with one out for Steve Boros.
Strike 3, you're out.
There's a strikeout. Throw to second in time. Double play. Strike him out, throw him out. We'll hit the 7th inning stretch. It is 3-1 now in favor of Cincinnati. Tommy Harper up here in the 8th inning. The Reds trying to close out this series. Harper drops the single into right field. Bottom of the 8th now. Bobby Byrne, the hitter, against Duran. This is shot to center field, a base hit. Byrne with the base hit here in the 8th inning. Red Murray up there. It's a 4-1 game now. This is hit short. Relay to first. Double play for the Reds. They are getting it done here once again. And we move to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is 4-1 in favor of Cincinnati. They're trying to close out the series. Billy McCool on the mound facing Joe Delahanty. This is hit hard to right field. That's going to be a fair ball. So the throw to second, however, is a quick one. They are going to... What's the call? He is safe at second. It looked like the ball beat him there, but the call is made safe, so the runner will stay on second. Holscoter is the hitter now. McCool delivers. This is hit to third. Ball is bobbled out there. That's an error. So a bad time for the Reds to start making some mistakes. We got the tying run at the plate now in Chappie Charles. Only one out. McCool delivers. This is hit up the middle. That ball's going to get through for a hit. So St. Louis gets a run on the board here, and now they got the tying run at first base, the winning run at the plate. Wilbur Murdoch in a big spot here. It's 4-2. Murdoch goes to short. This might end it. Relay to first. It is in time. Cincinnati wins the game and the series. They pull it out here in the 9th inning in a much closer game, the closest game of the series. 4-2 is the final, but the Reds don't care. They sweep away the Cardinals in 4 straight games, winning this last one 4-2 on the road. Dominating this series from start to finish. Bob Perkey gets the win after 7 innings of good work. Higginbotham, he gets the loss for the Cardinals, who had a rough go of it all series long. Leo Cardenas, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, gets it done. That was the difference in this ball game. Murray with the home run. There was an inside the Parker for the Cardinals. McCool the save after a rough 9th inning, but all water under the bridge now. This series was over even before it started, it seemed like. The Reds dominate the Cardinals in 4 straight. They win, especially that Game 2 game, 24-6 and 10-0 in Game 3. Dominating performance. The 49 win 1908 Cardinals showing their true colors here, not doing very well at all. Looking at the numbers, Jack Bliss, the only hitter who had 3 RBIs. Well, actually, Ralph McLaurin did, but nobody over 3 RBIs on the team. Number of people hitting under 214 or 200. You see here, Bobby Byrne hitting only .67. Holscotter 0.71. We have O'Rourke at 167. You can see that hitting was an issue for this team going into the series. The pitching really let the team down. Charlie Rose, Fred Beebe, Johnny Lush, all struggling mightily. Just not a good series for the Cardinals. Of course, that Game 2 performance elevated the ERA quite a bit for the winning Reds. Vita Pinzone, 8 RBIs, hit .412 in the series. Johnny Edwards, the catcher, very, very good. 5 RBIs, he hit .471. Looking at the rest of the crew, Pete Rose at .412 with 3 RBIs. Cardenas, 5 RBIs. Darren Johnson, 2 home runs, both coming there in Game 2. Pitching-wise, Jay with a great performance in his win in Game number 3. O'Toole, Perkey, Maloney, all pitching extremely well, getting the win. Really, it was only the 6 runs they had in that blowout that the Cardinals put up any runs whatsoever. We have a shutout thrown in the mix as well. Johnny Edwards, the catcher, worthy MVP because he handled the pitching staff so well, but he also hit the ball quite well. He had 5 RBIs, he hit .471, 2 doubles, and scored 5 runs on the day, striking out only once. So a good series for Edwards, and of course, as we mentioned, a great series for the Reds. They put this one away fairly easily, 4-0. This was series 130. Hoping you're enjoying our ride through baseball history. This one less dramatic, but we've sure had our share of 7-game series and a lot of excitement. But no upset here. Pretty straightforward. The winning team, the 1964 Cincinnati Reds, sweeping away fairly easily the 1908 St. Louis Cardinals in what was 4 straight games. Hope you enjoyed it. Out of the Park Baseball 20. Check it out. Great game. We're glad you're with us through our fun times with these matchups. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.